Welcome. If you want to talk verbally, I have a party open on under Richard Crandall. If you want to talk verbally, I have a party open on under Richard Crandall. Got T-minus 5 minutes to lift off. We'll be going to the moon. T-minus 5 minutes to lift off. And after that, try to land over there at the space station or space center next to the Neil Armstrong monument. In that crater there, I do have a rover inside the LEM. Drive it around for a few minutes, get back inside, rendezvous with the command module, head back home, and that'll be the end of the video. I did design this to mimic the actual sat5 rocket as much as I could. There are a couple things that are off, but for the most part it's pretty much there. One of the few things is the second stage only has 4 engines as opposed to 5. And the best I could do with Kerbal Space Program as far as engineering in there with the default parts and the stuff that came with making history. There's only so much you can fit into the LEM and make it look real. So everything does work, even the ejection tower. The tower jets do fire. We shall see how this works out. T-minus 3 minutes. Oh, and I will not be using any maneuver nodes. I'm going to do everything by eye. One thing I need to do is bring down the master volume of this. Or you will not be able to hear me. That should do it. T-minus 1 minute. check my notifications real quick. Nothing interesting. Assume you could hear us all right. Test, test. Okay, we're 1 minute overtime. Try to wait for some more people to join this, but if I don't see anyone in the next few seconds, I'm just going to go ahead and launch. All right, get my readings back up on screen. I'm at 9 minutes right now. If no one comes out here, I'll just go ahead and launch it at 10. About 52 minutes mark. Come down in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch. Everything's burning good. About 80 meters per second, I'm going to take off the tower jet. Almost there and there. Tower jet has fired. Pitching over 10 degrees. Takeoff. Everything in here will be manual. I'm not going to use any maneuver nodes. Meters and climbing. 10,000. 10,000. Pitch over 12 to about 45 degrees. Pitching over. Getting ready for first stage separation. And skirt sep will follow very close there on after. Engine cut off, separate. Engine burn. Skirt set. I did order some pizza, so I'll see some people walking behind me. Everything looks good. We are on our way to the Mun. Good. here, but I'm using it. And they've just been fed. They don't need any more food. And you are on camera and being broadcast live to the entire world. Engine cutoff. Broken atmospheric boundary, and now I'll just coast to the apoapsis and do an orbital burn after that. Should be right back. I think you're good, Gabrielle. This will be on video forever, but as far as live right now, the only person on here is me because I'm using my phone to monitor it, so it shows me as one watcher. I was doing one earlier, there was two on there, so there's one other person watching. Just don't pick your nose or anything. Above the atmosphere, so I'm going to speed up time here a bit. That should be good enough. Relatively circular orbit. Where is the moon? There it is. Sending in this target. How much fuel do I have left in this? I'm going to cut this loose even though I got plenty of fuel. Activate my sat5 B booster. Orient so the sky is up on the nav ball. Going on here. Basically, the second I see the moon come over the horizon, I start the burn, and that should bring me close enough to doing some maneuvers and landing on that thing. So going to the moon is secondhand at this point. Check the radar. Still have a while before I hit that. It'll be about 35 minutes or so. I'm going to speed this up. There's no reason to wait that long. Do have to allot time for it to rotate back into a prograde position. Okay, I'm oriented. Just waiting for the moon to come up over the horizon. Like to keep the sky on top. That means the blue part of the nav ball on top and the orangey brown part on the bottom, which would be the ground, obviously. Just for orientation purposes, in case I have to do some corrections. Once I start seeing it come over the horizon, maybe about halfway visible, I'll give it a full blast, and that should get me to the moon, no problem. And because I said as a target, I can see my target marker. Should be starting to come over about right now-ish. Yep, there it is. Burning full thrust. Here we go, people. Focus view on the moon just to make life easier. Okay, reducing thrust. I want to be about 35 kilometers. I guess that close it starts getting wonky. That's close. I can't see it right now because it's gonna be some bad data. Ignore it for now. Speed up time so I can get past the Earth or Kerbin. And we'll cut it right there. Got the sun roughly in front of me. I'm just going to let it rotate to the prograde. I don't have to, but because it's roughly pointed toward the sun so I can see everything I'm doing, that's fine. Take it off of everything. Alright, main thing we gotta do here is ensure that the RCS is disabled on that. Okay, good. Alright. transposition and docking, we're going to break out. Now. RCS is engaged. Get rid of the rest of that stuff. Don't like this camera mode. Okay. Hard to orient, but I think I know what I'm doing, so we want to burn up. Yes. Alignment's pretty good. RCS off. We are docked. Next is the extraction. Okay. Good extraction. I usually don't bother doing this, but I'll do this now. There goes the B booster. Instrumentation back up. Alright, let's see what it looks like on our map here. Looks like I'm a little high, maybe about 40 or 50. 59. I think I'll do because I have reaction wheels and cutting off the RCS, there's no reason to waste the fuel. Reaction wheels should be able to handle this. Alright, I just monitor this periapsis at 52, get down to about 35. I do have to fire up that engine. There's one thing in here that was not set up right, and I keep forgetting to fix it. Alright, that should be good. Why is it firing that way? You know what? I'll wait until I get into orbit. And it's the command module. I got plenty of fuel, so that slight mistake there is not a big deal. Accelerating time here. All right. That will start burning backwards. That's got me at 37. Where are my glasses? Right here. Alright, what did that say? Yeah, 37. Kind of aiming for a 35, so. It's just a flag. Alright, launch pad's on the other side of the planet. Or the moon. That's fine, I can do a plane alignment when I get close enough. I am cool with this right now. Alright, flip over. Burning to get a tight circularized orbit. Burning. Cut and thrust. Comments would be appreciated. Obviously not required. Don't be afraid. All right. Speed up time to get myself to this point. It's the periapsis, lowest point in the orbit. get them as equal as possible. This engine has a lot of power. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Alright. We have 32 kilometers and 35 kilometers. I'm happy enough with that. Alright. We'll have to do some plane alignments here. And because of where this thing is at, it's not necessarily right on the equator. I'll set it, activating navigation. I might have to get a little bit higher orbit because I don't feel like the moon rotates so slow. Pretty though. I do have a couple of flags on here. Huh. Well, kiddies, because it's a live broadcast, can't speed up time, so might want to come back in about a minute or two. Dominoes. This is going to take a little while. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same as it is in real life, but I do know that the Earth and the moon always has one side facing the Earth. So as it goes around it, you think the backside of it, let's say you start at point A and now you're at the bottom of the Earth, going around. All right, you're up here, and then you're down here, because you're going around the Earth. Now the other side of you is facing the Earth, right? But no, the moon does rotate, it does spin, it does do its thing, but it spins in lock with its rotation around the Earth. So literally one side faces the Earth. As it turns, it's always one side facing Earth as it goes around the Earth. Kind of strange. I don't know why that happens. And I believe it's the same thing for this Kerbin moon, or Mun, which means that for you to get a full rotation out of it, you have to spend a whole month going around the Mun, because it takes about a month for the moon to go around the Earth. Now, I've accelerated time, but the closer you are to a planet, you can only accelerate time so much. The further away you are, it lets you accelerate more. I'm accelerated, I think, to 500 times normal speed. And it's coming around. It's just taking a little bit of time. Now, why did I land on it back in the dark? I don't like landing in the dark. I don't remember if I have lights on this lander or not, but either way, they don't do a hell of a lot of good. Plus, it looks cooler when you land. At least, to tell you the truth, it looks a little bit better when it's kind of like half day, half night. You get the shadows and everything. A little bit of contrast there. Let it go around one more time. I think I'll... As a matter of fact, I'm not going to go around all the way. I'm going to fix... I don't think I can choose that as a regular target. Yeah, it won't let me. But I do know if I do an anti-normal burn roughly about where I'm at, I'm just planning ahead because I do have to rendezvous with this craft eventually. So when I do I said do when I do a plane alignment to line up with landing, it's coming from roughly an equatorial orbit. To be honest with you, I don't think it matters. Now, one thing I do know is I got plenty of fuel in the command module, so I can do these little things here. All right. So one thing is when you do these adjustments, even though I'm a quarter way around the moon and it takes a little while to get to the target because it rotates so slowly, you're pretty much going to be on target. So looks level. Burning. It looks like it's roughly there. Matter of fact, that's about perfect. Now it's just a matter of waiting. If I'm close enough, doesn't make too much of a difference. I think the limb is ready to receive its crew, so we're going to turn off this because we're going to adjust different things here. We're going to transfer Jebediah Kerbin to there. We're going to leave Valentina in the command module because we need a pilot just in case. Oh, he wasn't supposed to. Accidentally set EVA. Transfer. That means, yep, Valentina's still left in there. Now, if I just went ahead and made this my command module and control from here, but I left it doing anti-normal or retrograde burn, it would rotate because the engines are facing the opposite direction. So I switch it to just plain old stability assist. I'm not selecting anything here, but we are going to control from here. Let's give me the option to, I want a curve hatch. There we go. If you don't click the right places, it can be a big pain in the ass in this game. Control from here. And then we'll go to the docking clamp. Or docking port. Undock. And then click it on the right place. Now I can go ahead and give the stability assist on. Click on retrograde, on rotate. Those should happen together. Pretty good. Fire in it. Now I do have RCS on this, but I don't use them just to save the fuel. I did put a reaction wheel on this just under the docking port. So I guess when the astronauts crawl through the docking tunnel, they're crawling through the reaction wheel. Which is odd. Reset up navigation, make sure it's still got it on there. It does. Blast. Speed 283 knots. Should be able to see the target, at least the target marker coming up here pretty soon. she is a little bit further out there than I expected. It's alright. There's a monument. Successful landing. All right, before I even get out of the spacecraft, let's get the ladder down. Why did I have... Oh, I know why I had that. Okay. It only brings it back in. Damn. Give me a second here. Why does it only give me the option to aim camera? Oh, for whatever reason, I can't remember why I set it up this way. I can't open them, that's fine. Okay. Now I got control out of her again. I'm not going to worry about it. Something glitched. Very odd. Jesus, can I even take off? Talk about a glitch. That's what happened. Be right back. Okay, somehow a mistake was made by separating the top stage. I don't know how that happened, but whatever. We're on the ground. 10 should open ladders. Two should open ladders. Yes. This should open doors to my... Actually not doing anything. All right. It was locked. All right, it's just not working for whatever reason. It's unfortunate. I'll do another video one of these days when it does work. But it does happen sometimes when you reload a game. I might be able to do it manually. Hold on. Yes, I can do it manually. I did have this all hooked up. All right. Guess we'll be able to do this anyhow. Jebediah, get out. Get him in the seat. Decouple node. Every glitch that's possible seems to be happening. Locked. Oh, I have the brakes on, dummy. Alright, has some problems there. These things happen. And get out of the seat. Alright, well. Sorry about that. If you watched the whole video, it was pretty good up till when I landed and tried to get the damn car to work. Rocketry was no problem. Hello, other person. Yep, Justin, that was a big oops. Well, this whole video was actually put together just to show you that it can be done. You can see what I did inside here as far as fuel. I put the donut fuel tanks in there and a bunch of the dumplings. You can kind of see them if I back up. Just dumplings stuck together to offset the weight of the lander, which is just, it's not even like right in front of the door. It's off to the side. So you kind of had to balance it, but it wasn't that hard. And when you land it, it lands pretty good. So you only do so much with this to fit it into what parts they give you here. I guess I ain't gonna bother plant a flag. Let me get up here. Yes, the low gravity does make the quick turns hard, and I'm not sure if you saw it, but when I built the hold on, I'm trying to board. When I built the rover, I kind of screwed it up and it's canted to one side, so it naturally wants to turn, I think, to the right. Because if you look at it from heads up, down, straight at it, it's a little bit like a worm. It's a little curved. So it's a glitch that I meant to fix. Everything else seems to work perfectly, but that is one of the glitches I meant to fix. So I just want to get it to work. All right, gotta shut this engine down. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Or ma'am, I don't know if Justin is a girl or a boy. I'm assuming it's a boy. Or if we're going to be politically correct these days, it's a person. All right. I believe my next... Do you have a... Not with the rover. I had a rough landing. I had a rough, I guess you'd call it the excursion. And when I started getting out of it, I selected the wrong buttons, and I had this program to the HAL or BAL, KAL 1000 controller. It was supposed to do everything for me. I had to end up do everything manually because something got screwed up. It happens sometimes when you do a quick save. Sometimes it doesn't save what you programmed into the Cal 9000 or 1000 or whatever. All right, because that high. I'm trying to read what you're saying here. Yes, it could have broke the wheels. And you might be right, there might have been a flat tire on there. I don't know. But the whole purpose of this video was just to show you that it can be done. This is the way it actually happened with NASA. They actually had it open from that side. I mean, obviously it doesn't look exactly the same, but I did my best to get it within Kerbal Space Program to look that way. Now, where am I? I am right there. Thank you. I appreciate it there, Justin. I'm going to go ahead and accelerate time to get my command module over top of me. A little bit behind me. Just keep in mind, Justin, there is about, I don't know, a 3 to 5 second delay before whatever you type gets to me and whatever I'm actually doing gets to you, because there's a delay in the video as well. Yeah, as a matter of fact, in my save files, from what you just said, you did an oversized Saturn V, a lot of them I use the basic core of the rocket as my heavy lifters. I put a bunch of boosters around it, you know, to get the Joule or whatever with something heavy. But Saturn V was a good idea. Obviously, they're rocket scientists. They came up with probably the best thing you can come up with. Justin, if you're on PlayStation 4, you know you can join my chat so I can talk to you. Makes it a little bit easier than trying to read and launch this thing. More boosters! Yep, more boosters. Alright, we're ready for ascension. Should be in a good area for it. Yeah, I just my chat room should be posted on this. If it's not, it's either under Inky-brick5's and the last letter is not an S, it's a 5, or it's under Richard Crandall, D-A-L, Crandall. I have a chat room running. Just send a friend request, I'll approve it, and then you can jump into the room. Alright, I'm gonna fire this thing up, full throttle. There I go. Oh, that's fine, don't worry about it. Which would be which direction? This way? No, other way. Am I thinking? And then straight. I might be able to catch this without having to do more than one orbit. Thank you, sir. I worked hard on this. Alright, cut power, set as target. I guess I can manually fly this. Alright, point further down. Shows that he'll be in front of me. I'm actually where I need to be. I'll just stick with where I'm at. Well, thank you, sir. I do a lot of other things than play the game. I play musical instruments and have a bunch of family stuff on my subscription. At least for YouTube. I'm not sure if you're subscribing to my channel. I just started doing this today, so it'd be nice to get more than one person on here. It says two, but one of them's me. I'm looking at it on a phone, so you're the only one on here. Appreciate it. You gonna stick around for the splashdown? Look at my phone and stream. Yeah, I have my cell phone here. I'm watching my own stream, but there is a delay. Ooh, I see my target. Yeah, I don't trust, I want to see what this damn camera's showing to the world. Sometimes it stays on a little bit longer than it's supposed to, or kicks in before it's supposed to, so, you know, if you're picking your nose or doing something that might be, you don't want the world to see, it's nice to know that you're watching the live stream on YouTube. That's just one of my peeves. Pets. Okay, well, it won't be long. Once I dock with this thing, the splashdown will be very quick. I do it everything by eye. I'm not using maneuver nodes. I love maneuver nodes, but for either Mimus or the moon, it's not really necessary. Matter of fact, I think you can kind of get better trajectories without using them. Yeah, I had my other live stream was me flying a quadcopter to Duna that had an integrated landing pad with refueling capabilities and a return vessel in it. Shit, hold on one second. I meant to do something here. What am I doing? I'm talking to you, and not your fault, but I'm not paying attention to what I'm supposed to do. I don't want to go to target. I want to go to orbit. There we go. Get that Apple absence in front of me a little. There we go. That should do it. That's slightly off plane alignment. That's fine. I took a break from streaming to start this stream. Yes, of course I watch Matt Lowe. And what's the other guy's name? God. There's two of them. I can't remember. It's Matt Lowe and one of them's a Brit and one of them's American. I can't remember, but there's another guy who plays this a lot too. The Brit is an American also. He got his green card or whatever. He was living in California, I believe. Yeah, Scott Manley. Scott Manley here. Yep, that's him. He's an actual engineer in real life. Yeah, Matt is, I think, just a regular run-of-the-mill guy like me. He just played this game enough and got some notoriety because he figured it out. He does a really good job. So does Scott Manley. Scott Manley here. All right. Here I am talking right out of my mouth. I need to fly this so it doesn't last forever. Alright, run it. You know, if you say so, I don't know. You know, I've watched them both several times. They've helped me out with figuring out stuff, but I don't. I don't know. I see some of these guys build these spacecraft that you would swear would run out of fuel before they get anywhere, and they don't. You know, so they really run it down to the little nitty gritty. If you watch any of the videos I put on, especially that last live one that I put on, going with a quadcopter to Duna, if you look at the rocket that I used to launch that thing, it's pretty massive. It's not the biggest thing I got, but you got all sorts of fuel left over after you do that. These guys get it down to like the last little bit, and they make it work every time. I don't want to say I can't do that, but I haven't gotten to that degree of accuracy. All right, here I go, slowing down time. All right, I gotta do my approach. Not bad. I believe I've been, what does that say, 6? Yeah, 6 kilometers. I gotta reorient myself. If I'm facing that way, I gotta use, nope. Turn off this, turn it to target. And I gotta turn myself sideways. There we go. Nope, I'm upside down. Turn it the other way sideways. All right, now I can head toward my target. Give a little thrust. Looks like he's traveling down. Give a little extra thrust down. And cut thrust. Should drift toward him pretty well. There's a trick to docking, by the way. If you're playing on the PS4, which is the only... I don't have the game for the PC, because my PC probably won't run it. It's just a little laptop. But at least the PS4, if you hold the L1 button down and push left or right on the control pad, it lets you scroll through your nearby vehicles. They have to be within like a mile or 1 kilometer or 100 meters or whatever it is. You know, they have to be relatively close to each other. But it lets you scroll through them. And what you do is you give a little thrust with one of the vehicles toward the one you want to dock with. And then you keep switching between the two and always make them point toward each other. You just say point toward target, point toward target, toward target, toward target, toward target. You have to select the docking ports as targets, by the way, and they'll always come together. That's a cheat. You can do that, and it'll work. I tend to do it the real life way, where you just have to up, down, left, right, forward, backwards, rotate. You hold down the L1 button and push left or right on the control pad. When I say control pad, I mean this part right here. Left or right, and it'll scroll you through your vehicles. Hold on, I'm about to fly past them. All right, there we go. There we go. Don't have any lights on right now. It's always a good idea to orient yourself. So I think I'm upside down right now. To rotate around. No, I was right side up. where the door is to the ladder. Now if I push right, it'll rotate me right, left, up, down. And I just point the spacecraft toward my target, give it a little boost, just a tad, not a lot. You didn't even see the animation for the rocket edges blowing. When you get close enough, you start using the RCS. You got limited fuel in them, so you don't want to start using them from too far away. Yeah, I guess I can. Hold on. I haven't done this in a long time. All right. Let me get myself to, I guess I'll have to use RCS. And why is it not working? Oh, I have RCS turned off. That's right. There's a reason I turn it off, because you don't want it running for certain things. Okay. All right. All right. I'm facing toward the craft. Now, for some reason, I don't know why. Crap, I just turned myself upside down. I gotta reorient myself every time. That's better if I just did it the other way. All right, if you know anything about piloting, you pull down on the stick to go up, and you push up on the stick to go down, but when you go left and right, it should turn in the direction you turn it. For some reason, it doesn't do that. You have to push left to go right and right to go left, which is, I don't understand. It used to not do that, but now it does. All right, I actually hit it. Hold on. All right. Hold on one second. All right. Now I think I can pull this off. Trying to do what you asked me to do in the first place, so just give me a second. I can't get out of that stupid camera mode. All right. On the front of the command module, which I'm a little bit too far away from right now, is the docking port. I'm going to get that here in a second. All right, there it is right there. I'm going to select it as a target. Now I'm going to hold L1 down, push to the right or left, doesn't matter. Now I'm in control of the command module. I'm going to select the docking port on that and set it as target. And now you just go down here and always have it pointing toward target. Switch to your next craft. Has pointed toward target. Switch to the next craft. They automatically dock every time. You don't have to do anything. As long as you're not hauling ass. I mean, if you're going too fast, they'll crash into each other. But if you give them enough time so they can rotate and orient themselves, they'll always dock. And keep in mind, the smaller craft is going to be able to rotate and turn faster than the heavier craft. So you got to allow for that. little bit of a lag, but they're all, as long as they're pointed toward each other, they'd be like this. This one's going to point toward this one. This one's going to point toward that one. If they go off course, they're going to start turning again. And they're going to keep turning toward each other, even if they're going off course, and they'll try to dock. As long as you're relatively close, it'll work every time. If you're hauling ass or you're going too far to left or right, it won't work. But generally, it works almost every time. But you have to hold the L1 button down and push left or right on the control stick. And as long as you're close to another craft, it can be controllable. If there's no one in the cockpit, it won't work. Or if you don't have, or if you have no drone in there, it won't work. But it should work as long as there's some kind of controllability in both craft. Just be heading toward each other at a slow speed and set each one up to go to the docking port. Set the docking port as the target. Not the vessel, the docking port. Set the docking port as a target on both of them and tell both of them to always point toward the target, and they will do it and they will dock automatically. All right, real quick here. Do you ever make planes and fins always invert? Because they always do that for me. I think when you build in the construction areas, whether it be the space station or the airplane hangar, you have to be careful about what you're doing because, and I've noticed this before, a lot of the things when you start them off, they start retracted. You need to extend them to see what direction they're going in before you finalize before you finalize the construction of whatever it is you're building. Oh shit, I just made him go EVA. Hold on. I meant to transfer him. All I'm doing right now is transferring the guy from here. Jebediah back into the command module. And Bill transfer back into the command module. And I'll go to the docking port. Undock. Now I could just throw a little bit of thrust in there with the RCS thrusters. Which I guess I will. Why not? To get away. Get some distance. Alright. Alright, let's see. Justin, I bet you might like you can do the rest of the mission on SAS. I bet you still don't understand what you're saying. I can do the rest of an SAS. I mean, I turn the SAS back on. I only should be on. Yeah, it's on now. Turn it off. Turn it back on. All right. There's planet Kerbin. Set that as a target, which it won't let me do because I'm already cambered into it. One thing I do have to do is turn on my RCS. I'm going to use my reaction wheels from here on out. I know that right roughly there is where I need to be. I don't have to set up a maneuver node because I know that my direction is from left to right, and as long as I'm about halfway in between going straight up and down from that left and right, that it should give me a good vector to go in and reach Kerbin. So I'll put it right there. Hit prograde. Fire the engines. There we go. And sure enough, it's bringing me right into Kerbin. Hold on, slowing it down so I don't overshoot it. Going low thrust. You can see that yellow line getting closer and closer to Kerbin. When it gets to about 35, hold on one second, Justin. Ooh, well, that was too much. I think I'm actually in the planet now. Yeah, that's all right. Just turn the opposite direction. and thrust the opposite way. Alright, what's my altitude now? 47. I'd rather be more like 35, so excuse me. Turn it back around. That's 33. That's perfect. I literally don't even need the command module anymore, but I'm going to keep it on me just in case something glitches out. Now, I don't like going to full time acceleration right away. Even I don't think it'll let you do it this close to a planet anyhow, but even if it would, it has a tendency to glitch if you go too fast. Alright, good. I'm out of the sphere of influence of the moon, or the mun. Okay, I actually went too fast. That's fine. Cut that loose. Usually I don't do it like this, but it'll work. I'm doing fine. Have faith in me. When you keep it to about 35 kilometers, that's usually enough of a dip into the atmosphere to slow you down enough to have a decaying orbit, which is what you want when you're landing. It's not very accurate, but it'll get you on the surface. And there's my command module. You can see it exploding in the distance there. Just still a little piece left. Everyone's still looking good inside the module. Let's have a look at their faces. He's looking good. Let's get outside view. Well, the good news is I'm going to land during the daytime, and it's going to be in the ocean, because there's no way in hell I'm going to make it to any landmass. Oh, I can do it without SAS. It is a challenge. It's really more of a pain in the ass than anything else, because I can point the thing where I need it to go. But just like when you start off the original missions in the game where you're doing either the tech tree or the science tree or both, yeah, it's you have to do it without SAS in the beginning and figure it out. And then once you get that option in there, you never go back. It's like, why would I do that? Because it takes forever. But yes, I can do it. All right. Rotate around so I'm pointing up. So even with the glitches with the rover back on the moon, or the mun, still managed to get back into my LEM and do the separation, get up to the command module, get back in it, do the return burn trajectory, whatever you want to call it, and now I'm about to land this son of a bitch back on Kerbin, just like they did in the real Apollo missions back in the late 80s or late 60s and early 70s. right. I usually pop my chutes about 1,600 meters, maybe a little bit less. Popping chutes. Speed up time here because I don't feel like waiting 6 hours for it to get to the ground. Cut it at 6. I still like to hear the splash when it hits the water. That's just me. Splash when you hit the water. There it is. Alright, I'm back. Recover vessel. I'm still waiting for it to load. And I'm back, and I appreciate you wishing me luck on my future streams. I might have more tonight, I might not. Keep an eye on me, friend me, or whatever you need to do. But I am done here, and I appreciate you watching, and you know my handle on here, so if you got any questions, either friend me or text me or whatever, through the PlayStation or through YouTube or whatever. I appreciate anyone who was watching. I think it was just you, Justin, but thank you. But someone who might watch in the future, thank you for watching. I'm cutting it off now. And I might do another one tonight, so keep watching.